Well, Baltimore, you did it. You really did it. You found the way to embarrass yourself once again. This one was really embarrassing against the 3-7 Jaguars. Really? Really? All right, so let's recap for a second. So, you blew a 21-point lead at home to the Miami Dolphins. You choked away a 17-point lead at home against the Buffalo Bills. You blew a 10-point lead with 6 minutes left to go in the fourth on the road when you had the ball in your possession against the New York Giants. And now on the road here in Jacksonville, you find a way to embarrass yourself once again. For 3 quarters of football, your offense was putrid. So many missed opportunities, the same old problems over and over again. You embarrassed yourselves for 3 quarters. Then in the fourth quarter, you get a lead again, and you find a way to choke it once again. You had a 9-point lead, and you give up a touchdown when you shouldn't be giving up. Then all of a sudden, a fumble happens, and you choke away that, and now you're down by 1. Then in a must-score situation, you get a miracle play. Lamar to Deshaun Jackson for 62 yards. They cap off the drive with a touchdown. All you need is for the defense to make one stop. Stop them. Don't give up a touchdown. Not only do you give up the touchdown, you give up the 2-point conversion. So let me get this straight. For 3 quarters, the offense plays like garbage, constantly failing to capitalize on any of the opportunities they are getting. They fail to get touchdowns. They get into the red zone. 1 touchdown and 4 red zone drives through the first 3 quarters. Then you get to the fourth quarter. Offense is now all of a sudden finding the end zone. And now the defense starts to choke. How does that happen? Marcus Peters got embarrassed today. I mean, just flat out embarrassed. I believe all 3 of the touchdowns that Trevor Lawrence had was against the person that Marcus Peters was covering. I mean, he just got embarrassed. They made this guy look pathetic. It was sad today. So the offense plays like trash for 3 quarters, and then the defense chokes in the fourth. What are you doing, Baltimore? One would assume that when you're making the same mistakes over and over again, you would look to improve those. You would look to improve on those mistakes. And if you're not making the improvements you're desiring, one would assume a coaching change should be the next direction. The offense is still having problems getting set in time. We're still seeing the same holding calls. We're still seeing the same false start calls. We're still seeing the same delay of game calls over and over and over and over and over again, week in and week in and week in and week in. The same penalties, the same execution issues, the same inconsistent play calling. Week in and week out, we're seeing that. You keep being asked about how you're going to improve that, and you say, well, it's something that we got to fix. It's our fault for doing this. We got to look to improve it. I guarantee they're not going to improve a damn thing. They're not. You've had the media address you on several occasions regarding the delay of game penalties. John Harbaugh has been asked this directly by the media, and he addressed it saying it's something that cannot happen, it's something we have to fix, and we will be looking to fix it. He said that way back in week 2, week 3 he said that? And here we are in week 12, and it's the same old issues. Nothing's changed. Nothing's improving. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I never thought the Ravens organization was stupid. I never thought they were unaware of things happening. I didn't think they were insane. But all the evidence is pointing to them being an organization that's just daft. They don't seem to understand their problems. They're too blind to realize the issues and make a change. They don't seem to care. Or maybe it's just their pride. Maybe they see the issues and they don't want to change. Because when you're having the same issues over and over again, and you talk about how you're going to change them, and then you proceed to see no improvements, and it continues to happen, and you're doing nothing about it, how do you think that's going to look on you guys? You think people are going to sit back and say you really care? How do you think the fans look at this and assess the Ravens as a whole? You talk about fixing the delay of game problems way back early in the season. It's not even like this has been an issue just this year. It's been an issue every single year Greg Roman's been an offensive coordinator. The issue with these delay of game calls has been happening since he first took over as the offensive coordinator for the Ravens way back in 2019. So this has been an issue that's been happening for years now. The media directly asked you about this early in the season. Coach Harbaugh addressed it and said it's going to get fixed. Here we are in week 12. It hasn't been fixed. Here we are in week 12, inconsistent play calling. Here we are in week 12, we're still running these plays for Patrick Ricard as if he's our second receiver. Here we are in week 12, we're still having the same issues with the penalties. We're still having the same issues with the inconsistent play calling. We're still having the same issues with execution in week 12. So what's improved? What's changed? What have you guys done? What have the coaching staff done? What have y'all done to improve this offense? I'm just asking. And the defense finds a way to lose football games the same way. Like, how much do you really trust this defense in getting the job done? If they don't get a turnover, they don't do anything for you. They can't just give you a fourth down stop consistently. If they don't force a turnover, they're done. They can't stop you. It's either they get a pick or they give up a touchdown. So what are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? In terms of the game, Lamar Jackson, again, another up and down performance. I can't sit back and say it was all his fault because there were several drops. The worst drop of the day was the touchdown that was dropped by Mark Andrews, who was wide open in the end zone. It was first and goal at the 1 yard line. Play action, routine play to get Andrews open. It hits his hands. He can't catch it. That was the worst drop. You've had drops left and right all over the place all day. But at the same time, while you had drops, you also had some miscommunicated plays. And you've had some overthrows by Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson wasn't perfect today. He had a couple overthrows, and that's on him. At the same time, the receivers weren't in sync with Lamar at all for much of the game. So I don't know what to tell you. The passing game just looked janky as hell. It looked awful. Passing game did not show any sort of consistency. There was no cohesiveness. It was awful. Defense for 3 quarters seemed like they could get themselves together, but then they went back to their old ways. And in the fourth quarter, they choked the hell out of this game. Oh my God. I have to actually take a look at this for a second because I need to see how many points they gave up in the fourth quarter. 18! They gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter. They held the Jacksonville Jaguars to 10 points through 3 quarters and proceeded to give up 18 points in the fourth quarter. This defense should be ashamed of themselves. Oh my God. I didn't know it was that bad. I really didn't know it was that bad. Are you serious? They gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter? Oh my God. That's bad. That's just bad. This team finds a way to disappoint you, man. Nothing's going to change. The fans can complain all they want. Nothing's going to change. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, they need to do this and they need to do that. Nothing's going to change. People that want Greg Roman gone, Greg Roman's going to walk into that facility. He's going to walk into Owing Mills, Maryland on Monday morning. He's going to sit in his office and he's going to drink a cup of tea and have himself some donuts and sit back and relax and start to think about the same 6 plays he's going to run. He's going to go over his playbook. Matter of fact, before he goes over his playbook, he's going to drink his coffee. He's going to eat his donuts. He's going to lay back, put his hands up, and relax because he knows his job is secure. This franchise doesn't have the guts to fire him, and they've showcased that because if they did, they would have fired his ass long ago, but they're not going to. So they don't have the guts to fire Greg Roman, and Greg Roman knows it. So he's going to sit back, he's going to drink his coffee, he's going to eat his donuts, he's going to relax. And then he's going to open up his playbooks. He's going to look at the same 6 plays he runs over again. And he's going to find a way. He's going to find a new unique way to get Patrick Ricard involved in the pass game. Maybe if I motion Patrick Ricard behind Lamar Jackson and then use him to be get a quick throw. You motion him behind and then you throw it to him quick. Maybe that's what I should do with Patrick Ricard next. That's what Greg Roman's going to do. And he has the entire freedom to do so. I'm tired of people blaming Greg Roman. I've said this. I'm not calling for the man's job this year. And I'm not going to criticize him for how things happen. Why? Because John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta were perfectly fine with keeping him here. So whatever happens is on them. I don't blame a single thing on Greg Roman. Greg Roman is doing exactly what the Ravens brought him here to do. And he's doing it to a T. Perfect. perfection. He's doing exactly what Baltimore wants him to do. And they don't have the guts to fire him. So why should he care to improve? He's still gonna keep his job. Like I said, Monday morning, gonna go into Owings Mills, Maryland, gonna sit in his office, drink his coffee, eat his donuts, sit back, relax, know his job's completely secure because this team doesn't have the guts to fire him. He's gonna open up that playbook. He's gonna look at the same 6 plays, find unique ways to get Patrick Guard involved, and then he's gonna go out there and he's gonna get ready for practice and pretend like he really gives a damn. That's what's gonna happen, okay? Ain't nothing gonna change. Greg Roman's not going anywhere. Stop calling for the man's job. I'm Team Roman now. Because I would love to be in a position like that where I know my job is so secure that whatever I do, they don't have the guts to fire me. Greg Roman is actually untouchable at this point. Until this team shows they got the guts to do that, he's untouchable in my opinion. They're not going to fire him. They're not. This franchise has lost its guts. They're not going to fire Greg Roman. He's not going anywhere. Okay? Greg Roman's not going anywhere. Accept it. John Harbaugh's also not going anywhere either. For those that are saying we need a culture change, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere at all. He will be here. He will also walk into Owings Mills on Monday morning. Only difference is he's not going to sit back and relax and think his job is secure. He's just going to go and do whatever he usually does, trying to get, he's going to probably go talk to some of the players, talk to some of the other coaches, and give out the schedules for what they're going to do on that day, you know, get ready for the meetings and stuff. He's going to do that. But Greg Roman doesn't have to worry because his job is so secure. I honestly envy that man. I wish I could go to work and have my job be that secure. You know, where I don't really have to try hard, don't have to do anything, and then, you know, I'll still have my job at the end of the day. Like, do I really need to put in the effort to actually be great? Do I need to put in the effort to... Imagine that. You, as an offensive coordinator, make mistakes time and time again. They told you, the media, the fans and media have literally expressed on several occasions that this team keeps failing to get set in time. You're constantly dealing with delay of games. You've got your quarterback frustrated because that's happening. Your head coach has addressed it on several occasions. And the offensive coordinator just keeps on doing it, and there's no repercussions. Can you imagine having that level of security wow. I can't. I'm really thinking about it right now. He hasn't improved on a damn thing, and he's still here. Can you imagine having that level of job security? That's insane. You don't have to improve. You can make the same mistakes, and you'll still have your job. Really? Wow. I'm Team Roman. Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait and post this recap, and then I'm making a video right after this discussed Greg Roman, because I think I'm Team Roman now. This dude can get away with not making improvements, make the same mistakes, and still have his job as an offensive coordinator. I gotta respect the dude for that. He's untouchable. That's beautiful, man. That's something special. That is something special. But anyway. Yeah, Lamar Jackson was up and down, but so was the offense. Lamar was up and down. The offense was up and down. He had a couple missed throws. There was a bunch of drops. Offensive line, again, was not playing well. You know, Stanley wasn't there, but it is what it is. But, yeah, offensive line, protection wasn't great. The running game was still there. It was getting something done. Well, I mean, besides Lamar's running, there was something happening with Gus Edwards. But Gus Edwards fumbled the ball, and that hurt us badly. Defensively, for 3 quarters, they played well, but they gave up 18 points in the 4th quarter, so what can I do with that? It's just the same old issues, man. I don't really have anything else to say. Penalties, inconsistent play calling, lack of execution, terrible decision-making in certain situations for the coaching staff, both offensively and defensively, unable to make stops in the 4th quarter. I mean, it's the same thing we've seen all season. Nothing's really changed. And that's pretty much what the Ravens are, and that's why they're sitting here at 7-4. They were praying Justin Tucker was going to save them with that 67-yard field goal. And I was hopeful that he would make that too, because I wanted to see if he could break his own record. But he was a yard short. And it's unfortunate that he was a yard short, because I would have loved to have seen him break that record. But that would let the Ravens off the hook. But, you know, it is what it is. The only person I really feel bad for is Justin Tucker. I really wanted him to make that kick. And he was ready to put his hands up and just celebrate. He really thought he had that. Because if you saw the kick, it was straight. The aim was there. It's just it didn't have enough power to get through at that moment, and that's what hurt. I really wish Tucker would have hit that. He would have been a legend for doing that. You hit a 66-yard field goal last year. This year you hit a 67-yard field goal. Would have been legendary. But it is what it is. Ravens are now 7-4. They are tied with the Cincinnati Bengals because the Bengals beat the Titans today, so they're tied. Bengals are within sight to try and steal the AFC North from the Ravens. Nothing's guaranteed now, and based on the way the Ravens are playing, honestly, I don't think they're guaranteed to make the playoffs either because I don't think you can trust them. They're playing awful football. 3 quarters of terrible offense and a fourth quarter with a defense collapse. Like, what are you doing? Team's playing awful. And until something changes, they're going to continue to play this way. But Baltimore's not going to change. They don't have that guts anymore. Back in the day, they would make a change, but I don't think they have that level of care anymore. I don't think they have the guts to actually fire Greg Roman and say, we're going to go in a different direction. They don't have it. They don't have it. It is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I appreciate you guys. And, yeah, we'll probably be talking about this game throughout the rest of the weekend as we get ready for the next game, which I don't even know who we're playing next week. But we'll probably be discussing this as the weeks go on. Well, as the days go on leading up to next week's game, and we'll just see what happens. They're 7-4, still first in the AFC North, still within range to win the division and make the playoffs. We'll see what happens here. I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, that is all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.